everyone, I'm a waifu. So I'm sorry about my voice. I'm sorry about the previous live stream. Obviously, I'm taking it out because it wasn't that perfect. I would say. Okay, what's going on now? Am I even live? Something's not right. Anyways, I'm sweating like a pig. I think I should put the fan on. Okay, welcome to a video live stream. I want to discuss. Uh, I want to discuss being a waifu, and I also want to discuss some other important aspects, such as the culture war. Now, the previous live stream I was discussing it, but of course I took the video down because it's a bit it's a bit too boring. I need to rework my words, and I kept buffering up my own tongue. I guess I have to rework with it. Um, welcome to a little update on the culture war. Now, I want to mention some stuff. First things first is obviously G4. G4 continues to double down. They they kind of close their replies, I guess, to the subreddit they have. Now, if you don't know what's been going on with G4, let me just sum it up very quickly. Now, there was this hostess, I'm gonna call her hostess, presenter, I guess, of this specific G4 channel. Now, she was getting into this console war stuff, and she then said something about Xbox and PlayStation. Now, I'm more of an Xbox person myself, so like what she said didn't really piss me off. And even if she said stuff like that, I mean, even if she said like the opposite, I would obviously be like, okay, whatever, and move on with my life, obviously. But of course, console warriors are gonna get deep into it, and of course, they started criticizing her for stuff she said. Now, she then went on this live stream. She was going to talk about uh, Red Dead Redemption online, and all of a sudden she starts talking about sexism in gaming, and then the other little hosts out there are clapping, "Yes, Queen, slay," stuff like that, and it's like, oh my gosh, really? This has nothing to do with sexism. Okay, maybe a couple of people was saying, like, maybe I don't know the exact number, but I don't think everyone was calling her bad things. I just think, I just think a lot of people were giving her criticism about the console war because once again, the console warriors do get very serious about it. And obviously, that's what's gonna happen. So maybe a couple of them did say some rude things, but at the end of the day, she decided to say sexism, gaming, this and that, and not really focus on the actual criticism she got. She deflected on it and said it's sexism. Okay, moving on. Uh, then they posted it on Twitter. The G4 Twitter account posted it. It has like over 1 million views. On YouTube, it has some amount of views and it's getting disliked. On Twitter, it's getting praised up the wazoo. You know why? Because Twitter is such a hive mind. But when you post it on YouTube, you're not gonna get that mentality. YouTube viewers aren't gonna be like Twitter. Because Twitter is such a hive mind place where everyone must think the same, or else, boof, you gone from the platform. You know. And at this point, it's not even like a joke. At this point, it's more of a scary situation. You know. It's not about agree to disagree. It's about you disagree and you get the f out of here. That's what happens in Twitter. And a lot of people were just cheering this up, and on YouTube, a lot of people were calling G4 out, saying this is a gaming channel. This has nothing to do with sexism and stuff like that. And yeah, honestly, I'm sure many of you saw the video at this point. I don't want to play it just in case the video doesn't play well. I know in the preview I can see that the video is moving a bit okay, but since it's buffering up, okay, it's excellent. Excellent. Okay, great. It's back to poor. It's back to poor, everybody. Poor streaming status. Okay. Anyways, I don't really think I can show the video, but what I can do instead is of course describe the video. It was basically a small clip from a live stream from the specific chick. I don't know her full name. It doesn't really matter, I guess, but she just went this tirade against sexism in gaming, and it was basically targeted towards everyone. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with your criticism with PS5 and X and our Xbox is better? Like people were just criticizing her, because she criticized PlayStation. So, you know, people were criticizing her for criticizing that. Okay. At the end of the day, she got so much backlash on YouTube and I guess on Reddit as well now because they have to at least stop letting people commenting on the Reddit page. And on YouTube, it's totally fine. You can comment on their videos, but you can't comment on their live streams unless you are 4 weeks into their subscription. Yes, ladies and gents. Yes, unless you are 4 weeks into their subscription, then you can at least comment. Okay? Now, here's the thing. These people out there said they don't want us. When you have these hosts, you had Adam kept wishing death to his family because they're Republicans. Ooh, Republican family. Ooh, how scary. Ooh, I know, right? It's very scary for him, you know. And also you have this chick who went in this rant about sexism in gaming, who's literally posting tweets about how Trump supporters shouldn't be watching her. It's like, okay, so you say that, and then you're surprised by all this backlash you're getting. Like some people, may be surprised by how this backlash is going on, but it's like, look what's happening, And then they talk about how everyone must be civil. Let's be civil. Civil. Those hosts over there weren't civil. They weren't civil to others. But oh no, you must be civil if you're gonna even confront what they're doing. Yeah, yeah. Now, moving on, everything's back to normal with them, I guess. Well, they're pretending to be, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on inside their little coconuts. But honestly, like if you watch some of their like old streams, they look like a fun group of people having fun. That doesn't make sense. Let me rephrase that sentence. They look like a group of people who are having fun. Enjoyable people having fun. Okay? I don't know that much about these people personally, but they look very excited, very happy to be there. The fact that this one little thing caused them to fall down, it's insane. And of course, now everyone's talking about it now. Now it was just the anti SJWs talking about this first, and now others are starting to follow. The non-political people are starting to talk about this, or the apolitical people are starting to talk about this now. It's insane, but also it's pretty important. Listen about the culture war in my previous video. It is here whether you want it to or not. Obviously enough, escapism should exist. I completely agree. Escapism is always a good thing. But the people who's making the escapism, they don't want us to watch their stuff. So okay, fine, we're not gonna watch their stuff. Like G4, okay, it's okay. G4 is supposed to be about gaming content. Escapism in other words. Because let's be real, we mostly look at gaming, and we try to escape from the real world. But of course, it's not about escapism now. It's all about the sexism. Okay, sexism. And are we gonna talk about how, like, a couple streams after? Okay, no, I'm not gonna even dive into that can of worms. Hypocrites. Okay, I'm just gonna say that life is just very strange. I just feel like what they what you know what they would what they said on a stream could have easily been like reworded properly to just go against those who actually said those so-called sexist things. That's all I'm saying. Like they seem like genuinely fun people. So for them to get this much backlash, it is insane. Now, I have a feeling that obviously enough, this is gonna make them more political on their content. Doesn't sound right. Some of you may think, how is that possible? But hear me out. Hear me out. Oh my gosh, I just realized this stream is a bit more confusing than the previous one. Now, I just want to say that I feel like they're gonna get more political. How is that possible? Well, because everyone now is realizing what they are about. They're just gonna accept what they are and make it ultra political. Don't you think that's gonna be a thing? Don't you think so? Oh, they're getting called out by anti-SJWs. Guess what? They're gonna take a firm approach, possibly. Possibly. This is just a prediction, by the way. It's just a prediction from a little waifu. Okay, what do you expect? Being a waifu, you have to be predicting. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, by the way. It's just that, like, you need to understand, people are gonna. It's pretty normal for people to, like, stand a firm ground with what they believe in. Both sides. So, anti-SJWs, calling them out and stuff like this, don't be surprised when their channel gets more political. Now, when it comes to YouTube, they obviously have their comments besides their little live chats, but okay, I guess you had to be a subscriber for weeks. And some of them, I was reading the live chat last night, and some of them were actually some anti-SJWs, who never unsubscribed from their channel. And some of them are getting banned for saying like Friday night tights and stuff like that. Now, that is pretty insane. Uh, because that isn't really divisive, is it? And some people were just banned for saying hello, okay? Or just complimenting someone else. It's pretty crazy now. Okay. I'll try and make my voice a bit more cuter, but it's not going to be perfect, okay? I need to warm it up before I make these live streams. It is a very strange time for this to happen, just immediately, beginning of the year, something like this happen. And to be honest, I feel genuinely bad for some of these people because they don't really care about that. It seems like they care about gaming a bit more, and now this thing becomes their problem, and now they have to deal with it. It just doesn't feel right. Now, speaking of objectification, when it comes to G4, they were totally fine with objectifying the other women who were the previous hostess or presenters, right? I don't know that much about G4, okay? I don't know that much because I'm not American. I don't know. Plus, like, what? G4 started airing around like 2002 or something. That was the year when I was born, so yeah, they don't really know. Okay. Moving on. I keep saying that a lot. A lot of people were discussing this for the couple of days now. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kennel, the entire Geeks and Gamers squad. We have Midnight's Edge, that like a big panel last night. They were talking about this. Friday Night Tights were talking about this. They even had a funny skit on where they were mocking the person who cried sexism, So a lot of people are talking about it in our crowd, in the anti-SJW, in the regular crowd, in our side. Look, when I mean our side, I'm not just talking about conservatives. I'm not just talking about right-wingers. I'm talking about those who are basically like just regular folk, Anti-SJWs. It groups in many political ideologies. So many of them were talking about it. But now you get to see some other like normie content creators now talk about this, now chime in. They now chime in because SJW started it now, and now they're following. This is a very interesting thing. This is what I was talking about yesterday. When it came to the culture war. It's all about the normies, because once again, you have people understanding of both sides. You need the normies to understand what's going on so they can help you in this culture war, because the normies are the masses. That's the main important part. Anyways, I'm just saying, a lot of people are not talking about this, who don't really talk about this type of stuff to begin with. So you can tell that the anti-SJWs kind of made a trend with this, which is pretty interesting, Let's see how far they go on. Now, I also want to mention that writing books is very difficult. Okay, so I decided to use my WordPad today and check in one of the settings to see how many pages I've written of this work of this writing piece I had. Now I've only worked on it for 2 days. I thought I was writing like pages, but I only wrote like 9 pages. I thought I wrote like possibly like 60, 70. No, it was 9 pages. 9 pages. I'm planning on writing 200 pages. 9 pages is not enough. You know, I need to work better and faster. So I think my main objective for today is to write as much as I can for a couple of days and get the book out quickly as possible. Simple as that. Once again, it's going to be on a ebook format. So, yeah, don't expect any physical copies, just ebook only. You can read ebooks with any PDF file reader. So, that's pretty great. It will take a couple of days though. Just let me finish it up because it's just gonna be 5 chapters, but I have to write a lot of in between stuff as well. Because when you read it back after you do a couple of pieces of work, you read it back and if you feel like you can fit in a couple more words or you can rearrange your sentences, be a bit more descriptive. So I've been doing that a couple of times. I do a couple of proofreads a couple of times. I've read chapter one a lot of times and I've, you know, added so much more now. And I feel like I have to add more to it as well because I just feel like it needs a, a better setup, than what I initially wrote. So, yeah, writing is going to be pretty fun. Hopefully, I get it quick as possible. Now, this book that I'm working on is going to be a horror book. That is right, everyone, a horror book. Not super duper scary. I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it feel like some mind bending thing. To be honest, I can work on books like that or ideas like that, but this isn't one of those ideas. I want it to be grounded as possible. So there we go. I don't want to add any kind of funny things. So don't expect any super crazy stuff, you know. And after this book, I will work on a romance story with two trans women. Hopefully, you like romance. Hopefully, you do. And I would like to write different types of genres: adventure, action, horror, romance, and even mixtures of a mixture of in between. I think that's totally fine. As a writer, I don't just want to be uh, only using one genre. I like horror, but at the end of the day, I also want to write other stuff as well. Because sometimes I will get bored if I keep writing the same thing over and over. You got to keep flipping from different genres to keep your ideas fresh and keep your mind healthy. And of course, I just want to write a lot of fun stuff. I have different concepts, different things fit into different genres. So, anyways, this book is not going to be a series book. It's just going to be a once-off thing. That's why it's not going to set up an entire large story or whatsoever. It's not really doing that. It's just going to be there in the book. Everything that you want to read about that specific story is going to be in the book. That's it. That's it. Done, dusted. Okay. There's no series connected to it or whatsoever. I know initially everything is connected in some way, but when it comes to understanding the specific story, this horror story, you don't need to read another prequel. You don't have to need a sequel to the book to understand what's going on. Everything is going to be written in that book. So yeah, you know, I'm just mentioning it because sometimes I would like to write long, big series. Sometimes I would like to write a bunch of books that connects to one. But here's the thing: this isn't one of those books. It's going to be a once-off thing, and obviously enough, this might do good. This might do bad. Regardless, um, I feel like this is just getting me up to start writing. I feel a bit more encouraged to write now. I have my equipment. I feel happy to write. And once I post this, obviously, I don't think I'll gain like millions of sales. But what I do think I will get is obviously a couple of sales. And that's totally fine. I have nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to keep building up towards that. I'm going to keep making more books with different ideas, different concepts. Some might be a once-off thing. Some might be a totally giant series where you have to keep reading the next and the next. Anyways, moving on. I feel like my voice keeps changing. So this cultural war stuff I've been mentioning the other day, it is very important that, you know, we at least have a say in it. We at least do something. And I want to mention that this culture war, you don't have to be super engaging in it if you don't want to. I'm not super engaging in it, you know? I support people who do engage in this stuff type of stuff, but I don't really engage in it myself. It's because I have no time to. It's because sometimes I just can't stand it. So obviously enough, you support those who can actually do the battles for you. You know, you give them the like, you give them the subscription, you give them a comment, you give them the watch time, you share their videos. You sometimes I even give them super chats. So at the end of the day, that little help all contributes to keeping them well and healthy to continue this fight. Okay? So not everything has to be about engaging it. Sometimes you can always stand behind the backs of those who are actually engaging it and give them total support. Okay. Wow. I feel like this stream has been so boring because I keep taking too much breaks. I had no idea what I was saying. Now, I feel like G4 will get political a bit more. They might take more political stances in their videos now because they feel like it could be the norm. Will they make an official giant video as as a response? I don't know. I really don't know. But anyways, I just feel like things could get more political. This culture war is here whether you like it to or not. Now, speaking of the culture war, how am I helping in it? Well, as I said, I give super chats, I like, I subscribe, I comment, I watch videos, give them the watch time, I boost up the algorithm, I do a lot of things, you know? So that's like little engagement. I sometimes share videos as well. So I'm doing a lot as well in the background. You know, doing the background work as well is much as important as being on the front line. We have a lot of line heroes, some small, some large, duking it out, and obviously we have to be assisting them behind them, assisting them and giving what they need. It is a bit crazy, but this war has to obviously have a winner. This war is not just for now; it's for the future. How will I tie into this war besides just super chats and whatever? Well, obviously, I can't really say it now. I can't really say my plans now. I feel like I should end this video because I'm just feeling a bit lethargic. I'm gonna continue. Now, there is so much to talk about when it comes to this culture war. Precisely is what type of media our side is putting out. What do I mean by that? Do I mean that our side isn't producing media? Well, technically, it is a bit true. Most of the media we produce aren't being something that everyone wants to see. You know, no one wants to see all our type of stuff. Not everyone wants to from the other side. But oh no, when they make something, we have to go and flock and see what they're doing. Obviously, it makes sense because we grew up liking those ideas, and then these same people who run these ideas, who run these types of movie productions and whatever, behind the scenes and whatever, they can say whatever they want, call us bad stuff, and then they expect our money. You don't get to see the other way around happening, do you? I feel like what the right needs more is more fantasy writers. I feel like that'll help not just the culture war, but it'll help our own form of media. And once again, it can be enjoyed by anyone, not just our side. Not everything has to be enjoyed by one side, unless it's super political. If something is not political, then why on earth, uh, should others not enjoy it? I just feel like, I really feel like the right has some potential. The right has some potential, but we don't see it, you know? Okay, ignore me for a moment because I'm starting to get my work back on track, but what about some others out there? You know, we need to see more of these people, and I feel like that'll help so much, you know? Okay, I'm getting a bit lethargic. I have to end this stream. It's just pretty hot today, and even this ice water is not helping me at all. I mean, it's nice, it's super cool, but it's losing its edge very quickly. What do I expect for the couple of days? I'm not a big fan of predictions. I don't like predicting stuff, to be honest, because it always goes the other way around. If you predict something, oh, it's gonna rain. Guess what? It'll be sunny forever. You know, my predictions are the worst. I'll just say, just sit and watch. Sit, watch, and don't do anything ridiculous. Don't jump the gun, and know when to at least uh, speak. Know when to speak. Think before you speak. You know, stay calm, stay collective, and have an amazing day.